Hi, welcome back to my channel, Manga Hoarder. My name is Laura, and today we're finally finished. We're finished the collection tour. So I hope you stuck it out. Let me know how far you made it, if you made it this far, if you only watched a video. If you fast forwarded, that's okay too. If you found any interesting titles, definitely want to chat about anything you want to chat about down below, especially if it relates to manga or my collection. I love talking about manga. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for subscribing. This was in celebration of having 2,000 subscribers. 2,000 of you want to watch my videos, which is really cool. And just wanted to share with you my most requested video. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was interesting. I hope it wasn't too poor quality for you. I hope you didn't get sick or, have a seizure or something because I was so shaky. I tried, my best at any rate. I hope you enjoyed, and here's the last part, so I'll talk to you soon. And then we come to our last bookcase, which personally I think is the most interesting one. As you can see, it's a narrow one, but it's got all the tall books on it, which usually mean alternative manga. Kind of unique formats. So we start off at the top with the box set. So we have Nausicaa, Utena, and Usagi Yojimbo. Not technically manga, but it fits. We also have Speed Racer, but I think my sister's currently reading that. She reads a lot, as I've mentioned. Shigeru Mizuki, Shelf, Hitler, History of Japan, which is partly upside down, Onward Towards Our Noble Deaths, I recommend, Nononba, I recommend, Kitaro, I'd recommend. Even if you're picking up the other Kitaro, this one has some really great essays in the back. A Drifting Life, these are Tatsumi Works, recommend. Fallen Words, recommend. Then we come down to, wow, action figures are actually on our shelves. We used to have them all over the place and then they just lost their space. But of course, I have to have Miyamoto Musashi from Vagabond and Biken. I think that's his name, right? He's the sickle and chain. He's probably my favorite weapon because there's no way to defend against it and it's amazing. And then we've got a little mouse that we got from the Meiji Shrine the first year we went. Was the year of the mouse that year. And then Android 17, is that her name, or 19? I can't remember. Randomly on the shelf. I don't know why she's there. But let's take these down. So this shelf has more Japanese titles. Buzzer Beater is actually a Takahiko Inoue title, and before Slam Dunk, and it's actually all drawn in color. Looks like it was all drawn with marker. So it's a 2-volume series. I bought that while I was in Japan. It was sort of a lucky find. Basically bought anything that I saw. Also have Slam Dunk in this really nice large edition. And Dragon Ball, which I think we also bought in Japan. It's not mine, it's my sister's, so I think she bought it there. Should probably take these down. We've got this one here, Nothing Whatsoever, All Out in the Open by Akino Kondo. This is a retrofit publication, just sort of like a small magazine. And then Axe. Axe alternative manga, which was dropped after this volume, but it's short stories of alternative titles. I haven't read all of it. I have read some of it, so. This is, author's name is escaping me, but it's part essay, history of shoujo manga, and then there's some really nice illustrations in it. Oh yes, sort of at the beginning. So, maybe one day I can read it. But I like the illustration on the cover. This is volume 1 and 2 of a title that I can't remember, Sakura something or other. It's a BL manga by Uetase, but it's only 3 volumes long, and I never did get this 3rd volume. I did buy this one in Japan as well. Then we've got Yoshihiro Tatsumi's series in the soft covers. I have read them, but I remember being particularly moved by this title, Abandon the Old in Tokyo. The concept of it was a little bit heartbreaking. And then I've got a few Bande Dessinée, so Bola and Takahama, Mariko Parade. There's Yukiko's Spinach, which is a little weird. I haven't read these ones that are white covers though. Wale and Peter's Tokyo's My Garden and Hideji Oda, A Patch of Dreams. I haven't read those yet. Let's move a couple books up. Oh, here's all the What's Michael. What's Michael could actually move off the shelf. Doesn't belong here. We've got Doing Time by Kazuichi Hanawa. I bought this for my 1001 Comics project, so I'll read it soon. I have Tank Tangoro, which I hope we'll read soon. Pure Trance. This is being re-released in a new edition. If you could follow Junko Mizuno on Twitter, she's re-releasing that. Black Blizzard, Best Gekiga to get you started. World Math Room. This is by Yuichi Yokoyama. I missed picking some of these up, but they're all something box. What are they called? Picture Box, which is a publication that went out of business pretty quick. Let's put these up here. Don't you love how jiggly this is? Alright, Pure Trance. Tekon Concrete. Boxman. That's a acid trip. Literally. Single Match. This is a really good title. Lots of short stories. The Osamu Tezuka story. Huge biography. It's hard to read without damaging it, so I don't really like reading it, but it's great. I've only read about halfway through. Wandering Sun. Very kind of serendipitous picking this up. I've got 1 through 7. I think I still need a volume, but it's kind of amazing I've had so much. Then the shelf down, we've got this little fox. He's from the Fushimi Inari Shrine. He used to have a shrine, but the shrine broke. So it's just the fox by himself. And then this is like a really common souvenir that you can buy in Japan, so that's what I got. So here we've got Jiro Taniguchi. This is mostly Jiro Taniguchi on the shelf. Venice. This one was published by Louis Vuitton, I think, or like in partnership with, but it's beautiful. The Last of the Mohicans by, what's his name? Shigeru Sugiura. I still haven't read this because I keep meaning to actually read Last of the Mohicans, but at the same time I feel kind of bad about it. Thermae Romai by Mari Yamazaki, 1 through 3. Japan, which is a variety of creators. Short stories. Red Snow by Susumu Katsumata. Professor Munetaka's British Museum Adventure, published by the British Museum. Red Red Rock by Hayashi Seiji. Red Colored Elegy, which is an interesting title. Yokoyama's Outdoors. And Iceland. I think Iceland won an Eisner, didn't it? And Garden. Unfortunately, there's more published by Picture Box, but there's so few words, it's mostly all the text is in action, so I might actually pick this up in Japanese. The rest of the series, he's got quite a lot. And then the last 3 on here are Jiro Taniguchi, A Distant Neighborhood, which I still haven't read, because it's a big boy. And then we've got Walking Man, which I thought was spectacular. Next to No Text, and A Zoo in Winter, which that's a good book. So I know I'm gonna like this one when I eventually get to it. Just haven't got there yet. Then we move down. This is the last of the floor stuff, so I'm excited. Or maybe it's not. So then we've got Project Echo 2. Just a little kind of like magazine. Attack on Titan, the Colossal Editions. I think the next one comes out in like October, but still not done. For Immigrants Manga, if you care about the history of comics, or history of racial prejudice, read this one. It's great. Sexy Voice and Robo, I still have not read, but it's not that old. Geo Breeders. I've got Appleseed, which I did recently read. It's actually pretty good, if a little hard to follow. A couple of Lotus War, Record of Lotus War volumes, not complete yet. Amazing Freak Show by Suehiro Maruo. This is Arrow Manga, or Arrow Guru. I don't recommend to anyone unless you are very prepared for it. Attack on Titan, the anthology. This is actually like American creators writing. It's interesting. Also, my bunny ate this one. It was brand new. I just accidentally left it on the shelf. Seiichi Hayashi's Golden Pollen and Other Stories. Tipping Point. This is a mix of titles, so there's a couple of manga creators by humanoids. They don't stay in print very long, so if you can get your hands on it. There's a Naoki Urasawa title. What else is in here? Tai Matsumoto. That title is quite good. Oh, and the Koike title is really beautiful. There's some other titles in here actually that I liked. The Vives, I think he's actually a pretty good creator. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Guardians of the Louvre, Jiro Taniguchi. Alright, I haven't read this one yet because I feel like probably should read JoJo's first. Rohan of the Louvre. These of course were published in partnership with the Louvre. And then the very bottom. So the very bottom is kind of a mess, just like tall stuff. It's all just tall stuff. It usually has stacks in front of it, so this actually could all get kind of rearranged now that we've boxed things up. But I've got this kind of all-color bleach book. This one, Even a Monkey Can Draw Manga. I've only flipped through it, read a few pages here and there, but it looks hilarious. This was given to me from a friend. It's a Studio Ghibli book. This is one of the art books that came from the Kickstarter for Kimagure Orange Road. Inoue Meets Gaudi. Actually, I have another art book that's right here that's supposed to go in. This is the Sumi book by Inoue. Then we've got two Faces of Tomorrow, which has been on my TBR so many times and still has not been read. But we'll I have intention, at least. Just a little awkward. Otherworld Barbara. 1 and then 2 is over here. But been hearing good things. I haven't read that one yet. Comics Underground Japan. Of course, short stories. This one I bought in Japan just because it looks so beautiful. And I can't remember how to read the final kanji, but it's sort of like about dreams. Same author as Saturn Apartments. Really, really pretty though. Then I've got Heart of Thomas, which I really enjoyed. But personally, I actually found some of the stories in Drunken Dream a little more relatable to me, particularly the Iguana Girl. I liked that a lot. Then we have Igor's Japanese Notebooks, which is beautiful. There's, you know, notes and illustrations. It's a nice book. And then the last one on here is Inio Asano's Nijigahara Holograph. And that's it down here. And you can see to my right, actually, there's a stack of comics. There's also a stack of books that just don't really belong in here. They're either like library books or they just go downstairs. A couple of things like that. This is a stack of Super Manga Blast. We've been waiting to have some short boxes to put them in. I'm still trying to collect a bunch of volumes. If you have some in the like 40s and 50s, I would love them because I'm trying to read the rest of Club 9, And it's reportedly finished in this, but I don't have those volumes yet, or issues. And then the very end, because you can see there's the door, we have this case of little figurines that seems quite lopsided. A lot of little Sailor Moon figures that I gave to Jen when she was in elementary school. And yeah. Hi. And then this is this is the last of it. So here's my TBR jar, which is looking kind of empty, but needs a reevaluation. What's Michael, which I haven't put away yet. Really, this is books that are like new intakes. We've just read them, we need to talk about them, or we didn't have a place to shelve them. So it's just like a random mess, or we just read them, so they're coming back into the room. Yeah. So some you'll recognize from like hauls, recent hauls. Jen just picked up this title, which I'm excited about. Midnight Fisherman by Tatsumi. Some alternative titles. There's some nonfiction books that I just picked up at a sale. And some books that I've been using to make videos, so I haven't put them away yet. Yeah, so it's just a real mess, so that's sort of it. I forgot there was one last thing. If you actually look here in the center, this is the seat that I always sit on. It's actually my granny's old knitting chest. She used to keep all her knitting needles in it, and so it's actually a box, just this funky orange box. But as you can see, it's full of friends. Look at all the friends in here. They're very friendly. So these are all things that actually used to be on shelves. And doesn't it make you kind of cry to see them all in a box, just sort of thrown in? So we've got a bunch of Yu Yu Hakusho figures. I think it's mostly Dragon Ball Z. Oh, and a lot of actual, like, Saint Seiya figures. These are just like toys. These ones aren't actually figures. Or at least not what I would call a figure. And apparently some glitter. Oh, Hamtaro House. Oh, here's a Rayleigh-chan. Oh, very important. Leonardo da Vinci. So, yeah, lots of Saint Seiya. We used to have them doing stuff. We do have a couple of plug-and-play games in here, too. I think this one is... Oh, this one's Dig Dug, because our Dig Dug on the Atari was busted, so we bought a new Dig Dug. Also... Oh, yeah, because this one has Time Pilot on it, but it's not actually as good as the Atari. They kind of updated it. And then I think we have possibly a Dragon Ball one too. Yeah. Anyway. Some little guys. Some Kenshin figure, he lost his arm. Are you crying yet? Oh, I forgot. Forgot about good old Jane Austen. She didn't last very long. Oh yeah, there's the Dragon Ball. Ouch! There's the Dragon Ball plug and play. I'm gonna pull these up for my sister because I think she wants to play games. There's also gonna be a couple of Batman because Jen really likes Justice League Batman. Doing the splits. Oh! There's my favorite Saint Seiya character, Swan. He's supposed to be Canadian, maybe. And these boys are great. Piccolo, the shiny Piccolo, Imperfect Cell. And then these are all kind of like the little guys. Hunter, like coming from gachapons and such. So, yeah. For all of you who take such good care of your action figures, I'm sorry. So we're done. That's it. It's over. Finally. I've been working on this for a while, so I'm really excited about it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you watched all the videos. Definitely you can watch back right from the very beginning. There will be a playlist down below, as well as a playlist down below. I guess that's all I was going to say. Thanks so much for watching. This was a special for hitting 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. It really means a lot to me knowing that there's 2,000 of you out there who are willing to watch my videos again. I'm not entirely sure why you're here, or you know what you're doing, or what your interests in manga are, but I'm really happy that you're here, and just really appreciate you. So I hope that you enjoyed this, because this was my most requested video. If there are other types of videos that you would like, or if there are manga that you would like me to review, now that you know what's in my collection, definitely leave it down below. I will compile sort of lists of things to do and hopefully get to them sometime in the new year, because I am sort of looking at what it is I want to do with this channel next year. So anyway, that's it for today. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you didn't get sick with all the motion, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.